When I think about early Marvel, two thoughts come to mind. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man
I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
and the Fantastic Four.
Care to join me?
As a kid, I absolutely loved the Fantastic Four and would put them right up there with Tobey. But apparently I was living under a rock in 2015 and completely missed the Fantastic Four reboot. I never heard about the film, nor did I see any coverage regarding it. So welcome to Rotten Damians. Today we are discussing Fantastic Four 2015, the good, the bad, and the controversial. Fantastic Four 2015 was regarded as a complete critic and fan failure.
I think that the four of us should have a name.
It's fantastic.
Okay, yeah, that line is pretty bad. But is the rest of the movie really that bad? Fantastic Four 2015 has an incredibly talented cast, starting with Josh Trank as director, who you may know from such films as Chronicle. It also has Miles Teller as Reed Richards, Michael B. Jordan as Johnny Storm, and a plethora of other talented actors. With a cast like this, how can the movie fail? Josh Trank promised us a completely new, dark, gritty, and rooted in reality Fantastic Four. He basically said, screw the cliche early 2000s feel-good version, my version will be a body horror drama. And my god, did he succeed. Rather than making the team's powers look appealing, he turned it into straight horror. For example, Reed cannot control his stretch without a special suit, meaning he becomes uncomfortable and limp. That's what she said. Anyway, it's difficult to explain what I mean, so let me show you.
Reed, can you move your hand?
Johnny had to burn alive and feel the pain to activate his powers, which he cannot turn off. He has to wear a special suit that controls the flames. Lastly, Ben, or the Thing, is shown to be in constant pain and rarely struggle to move around.
Does it hurt? I'm used to it.
He still has the body dysmorphia, but can you imagine if Ben from the 2000s version was in constant pain? It makes the situation so much worse. I think Trank did an awesome job by rooting their powers in reality, because I mean, realistically, if our DNA was altered, we wouldn't be able to turn it on and off at our convenience. It would probably be more like this, where we cannot turn our powers off and they become more of a burden / pain. Also, before we move on, I just wanted to point out how f***ing brutal the scenes with Victor are. He turns into a complete metal machine that walks around a military base, telepathically exploding people's heads. I mean, what the f***? Early 2000s Dr. Doom would not survive this guy. So if this didn't cause the movie to fail, what did? Well, the main issue is something that happens all too often. The suits got involved. Despite Fox hiring Trank, they seem to have not trusted him because they did the following: delayed casting approvals and script finalizations, changed major plot points during filming, removed not one but multiple scenes during post, and possibly worst of all, they refused to give Trank a final edit. Trank was very vocal about the production experience and even posted a review of the film on Letterboxd. He stated that the movie was alright and that he expected it to be much worse. He also said that there are two versions of this movie, the Fox version and the Trank version. I would love to see the Trank version because I think it has a great deal of potential, but unfortunately, I think we are way past the possibility of that happening. Critics and moviegoers also tore the CGI and script to shreds. However, I had no problem with the script or CGI. I mean, can it get worse than The Scorpion King? My main issue with the movie was the pacing, which I would imagine was due to the changes Fox enforced. The movie spent a large portion of the film focusing on the backstory of each character. We see how Reed is an outsider in his family, how Ben is bullied, how Johnny is impulsive, and how Sue is super smart and innocent. The introductory stage is so long that by the time the protagonists receive their superpowers, there are about 20 minutes of the movie remaining. So the ending feels very rushed and the group dynamics feel very poor because they were not properly developed. It's sad because the introductory stage sets up for a great story. If the movie was longer, maybe around 3 hours, it would have been able to develop the necessary relationships and provide the necessary background information. And boy, I've got to tell you, if that happened, I would have this movie on par with Justice League Snyder Cut. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow and for me to reach my goals. In closing, I think the movie is a lot better than what critics and fans say, especially if you separate it from the feel-good early 2000s version. Trank wanted to create a dark and edgy Fantastic Four, and he succeeded. It's only too bad that Fox got involved and made a potentially great film mediocre. I give Fantastic Four 2015 6 Rotten Damians out of 10. Thank you for watching, and be sure to click on the video to the left. It's scientifically proven to increase your dopamine.